Welcome to a bite from Adam's Apple. My name is Gart or Garrett.
I'm Jack.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Cade. And this is a podcast about all movies Adam Scott has ever been in. He is in quite a few.
51, actually.
Oh,
I think.
As
of right now.
Did you do the math?
I counted the movies, if that's what you mean by the math.
That is.
So today we watched the second movie, and Jack will explain a little bit of confusion in a second, but today we watched Star Trek First Contact, which is part of the Next Generation series of movies with Patrick Stewart and LeVar Burton and
Adam Scott.
And Val Kilmer.
Adam Scott.
Not Val Kilmer. Yeah. So basically, our original plan was to watch every single movie that Adam Scott has been in order from his first to his last. But
and we messed up with the very first movie.
we did actually, yeah. So the last day of the what was it called?
Last Days of Frankie the Fly.
Yeah, that one. That's actually his third movie, I think. So what it was there's a movie called Cityscapes Los Angeles, and I didn't even know about it until after we recorded the first podcast.
Wait, that's what the second one is called?
No, that's the first one. And I cannot find it anywhere. Like, I can't find it on Amazon. I can't find it on eBay.
Did anybody reply on that Yahoo Answers thing?
No, I asked Yahoo Answers. Is there anywhere I can find? Actually, one person did reply, but they were wrong. I couldn't find it.
Okay, great.
I can't find it online to download or stream anywhere.
So basically, the first episode is going to be Frankie the Fly. Whether we can find Cityscapes Los Angeles or not, we'll throw it in there somewhere.
Yeah, but it'll have to be whenever we find it. And also the other thing, Hellraiser Bloodline on IMDb, sometimes it's listed as before Frankie the Fly, and then other times it's listed after Star Trek First Contact.
It's all 1996, though.
Yeah, it was made the same year as this one and Frankie the Fly. So we'll do that one next, I believe, right? That'll be our next. Okay.
All right. So what do you guys think of this movie?
It was better.
Yes.
Better
Definitely.
than Frankie, yes.
It was definitely a step up.
I enjoy Star Trek, so that was a fun adventure for me.
Now this was your guys' really first experience with the Next Generation series.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the new Star Treks, but not the old
And
ones.
Gart was kind of into the original series.
I watched the original more and some of the original movies, but not Next Generation as much.
I much prefer Next Generation, personally.
This movie, it followed the normal Star Trek cast of Captain Picard,
and
Worf,
Riker, and Troy, and
LeVar
Burton.
And Val Kilmer.
Yes, and they're
Wait, what's his real Neil
McDonough.
Yeah.
McDonough.
I thought he was Val Kilmer for some reason.
And they're preventing a invasion of the Borg in the past, which is our future. It was 2063.
Yeah, I kind of had trouble following how that happened.
It's a kind of a confusing movie, but it was
less confusing than Frankie the Fly, I have to say.
It was surprisingly easier to, despite the time travel and the kind of convoluted plot. I still found myself following it more than I was with Frankie the Fly.
I felt like the Borgs or whatever were a little. I don't understand them.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. We're not Star Trek educated.
No,
very much.
They didn't seem very menacing.
They were kind of Borging.
So good.
What?
Yeah. On that note, Adam Scott was in this movie for a total of.
That's why we watched it.
21 seconds, I think. It was his scene.
It was a very brief amount of time. But surprisingly, he had more lines in this movie than he did in The Last Days of Frankie the Fly.
Yes.
Or the same amount, right? It was 2, right? 2 lines?
Well, I mean, it's definitely more words. It was 3 lines.
We count his success in a movie by his word count.
So, you can put success into Microsoft Word and click word count.
If you guys don't mind, I'm going to read off his lines.
Okay.
In my best Adam Scott impression. Yeah. Main power is offline. We've lost shields. Our weapons are gone. Sir, there's another starship coming in. It's the Enterprise.
Did he enunciate it like that?
Yes, he absolutely did.
Enterprise.
It's the Enterprise.
He's a lot more dramatic in this one. He wasn't so laid back.
Yeah, this is his first
dynamic appearance.
Well, he wasn't.
No, he was
wasn't
still a
dynamic.
static character.
I was
Well,
gonna
he
say
wasn't that static. He was like shaking all about, kind of
That is not what a
Jiggling.
static character means.
like
kind of
static
jiggling the
electricity.
steering wheel
Yeah.
thing in front of him.
Yeah, he poked somebody and they like got shocked.
Wow. I was gonna say that this is his first like non-comedic role, but I mean it's like his second movie ever. So it's the first role that he's been in or the first movie that wasn't really.
Did you really laugh at the Frankie the Fly character?
I thought he was pretty funny in that. I thought that was.
No, it was not a
It
comedy.
was not
though.
meant for a
Well,
comedy.
okay. But would his role not be comic relief somewhat?
No, I don't think so.
I found it humorous when he was like, "Do you not recognize
Yeah.
this is a vintage car?" And then he looked over.
And he's like,
and the most
whatever.
monotone voiceover was just like, "I guess." I found that quite humorous.
Yeah. Well,
okay, well, yes. The movie, definitely not a comedy, but most things he's in are comedy. And so I think maybe he, at this point in his life, he was trying to decide, what kind of character do I like to be the most?
Or he was like, what role can I get?
What can
that
I
gives
get?
me money?
probably.
I'll take what I can get. Yeah, okay. Okay.
In this movie, he played Defiant. Oh gosh, what was this?
Con. Pilot? Officer?
Officer.
Officer.
Officer. That's his role.
Yes.
Yeah.
So his mother, Lucy Officer.
Con officer.
Lucy
Con.
Con Officer. Lovingly named him
Defiant.
Defiant.
And for the record, this confused us for a little bit. He wasn't defiant in the movie. The ship's
He's
name-
actually pretty compliant.
Yes,
He was very compliant. Very the opposite of defiant.
Yes, the ship he was piloting, or I'm not sure what he was doing.
He was
Officer.
conning.
He was conning. Yes, he was kind of jiggling a thing in front of him. The name of the ship was Defiant.
Yes.
Which meant that he was a con officer of the Defiant.
That's true.
That is a valid, true statement.
So what did everybody think of his performance in this total?
10 out of 10. Would
He put maybe even more effort into this role than he should have.
Does that
he gave it all he got.
Does that take him down or push him up?
Maybe down a little bit. Yeah,
I thought-
he was really enunciating and was kind of like pushing it maybe too far.
I mean, if you got like 20 seconds in a Star Trek film, would you not give it like everything you had? Like, I would be screaming my head off, like throwing myself at walls.
It all
Then you
depends on
get
the
fired.
character.
And then think of the situation he was in. Wasn't his ship like...
Being shot at by the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you not be screaming... main powers...
I would be
What?
just
I
screaming.
cannot read your handwriting.
sorry.
What is this? What does that say?
And he's
Main
getting,
powers
he
off.
got-
Main powers off
That is
fi-
clearly
office. Office wive. Lost shields. Our weapons are gone.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have really,
All right, that's it.
really bad.
Argon?
Argon. Let's take a look at Andrew's
Yes.
some more. of his
What
notes.
else did I put on here? I noted that Picard had a dope coat.
Oh yeah. There was that one scene.
In quite the dope coat. Everything about Picard in this movie was dope, and including his very theatrical yelling of "no," which he did multiple times throughout the movie. I think that was the best line, and it was repeated.
Very.
Anytime he yelled "no,"
I think we should talk a little bit about the Moby Dick reference. That was pretty cool. How it was a parallel to Moby Dick.
So
bit.
Picard was almost a villain.
Mm-hmm. He was like basically saying like, let me be a villain, right?
I think so. Yes.
From what Jack followed.
I did not do the best job of following, but that's where I let you guys come in. So
Basically, what was going on was he had the choice between blowing up the Enterprise and destroying all the Borg on board,
Borg on board.
Borg on board.
and just everybody escaping in the escape pods, or staying and trying to
Torturing.
fight them.
Not torture. Yeah, like killing them himself, right?
Yeah.
Getting the satisfaction of...
Anyway, it turned out he was kind of wrong, and he wanted to do the revenge, to stay on board and kill them himself. But everybody else who was with him was kind of like, that's a bad idea. And Lily, one of the most obnoxious characters, but kind of the unsung hero, I guess.
Very dynamic, though.
She was much more dynamic than Adam Scott, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she was brought up onto the Enterprise from Earth. And Picard kind of showed her around. Showed her Earth from above.
Showed her.
She was very aggressive. She was very dominant. Never showed any sign of giving up, but it was in the most obnoxious way I think possible.
Mm-hmm.
She overthrew every situation, even when it did not need to be overthrown.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to point out there were definitely sounds in space.
That's
oh
true.
yeah.
I had a theory about
That
this.
super long scene.
The Borg, they're partially metallic, right? So maybe we're in the point of view of a Borg, and like they were pressing buttons and they were making little beep sounds. So maybe it was resonating through the ship into the. This isn't plausible.
No, not at all.
No,
I mean, I can
that was rough.
understand how they'd be able to hear each other through their helmets if they were like had a radio system or whatever.
Well, other than the small beeps, this scene was very devoid of sound.
Mm-hmm.
It was also very devoid of action and
interest.
Yes.
They just turned those little knob things a lot and then jumped around and then turned them some more.
And then we got what's his face, Val Kilmer into a
Borg. Val Kilmer died.
Yeah, whatever rating IMDb got, if it's like 7, it might have been an 8 if they deleted that scene. Honestly,
you know what that
boring.
scene needed? A con officer.
A defiant one.
Yes.
A very defiant one at that.
Yes. That scene was quite the opposite from the rest of the movie. That scene was lacking,
intensity.
Yes. When the rest of it, everyone is very, I would say, over the top, sort of. Like, whenever there would be an explosion, they would really throw themselves away from it. And I mentioned this while we were watching it, but there seemed to be a lot of moments where someone would say something, and the music would come on, really dramatic, but their first reaction would instantly be to look around and gauge everyone else's reactions. Every time they did it, I found it more comical than
intense.
Yes.
So I think we should also bring up the guy who got put into history. What was his name?
Cochran.
Cochran. Yeah.
When Jack and I first saw him, we thought he looked much like Scott Aukerman.
Yes, an old Scott Aukerman, but still,
He did. After a while, I don't think he looked like him at all. But he was played by James Cromwell, probably of relation to Oliver Cromwell.
probably
Yeah.
most
Oliver
likely,
Cromwell. Yeah.
Direct.
which is a great song.
Yeah, he was his son. Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Immediate family.
direct descendant.
So his character, he whizzed in the forest at one point, I believe.
He whizzed.
He
He
leaked.
leaked.
Did he actually?
leaked.
I
Did
think
he
you
actually take a leak, or was it just
That's a good question.
That
That was a diversion, probably.
Yes. He ran away after saying he was going to take a leak, which LeVar Burton was very confused about. Apparently, this isn't a phrase of the future.
Do they have... I don't know enough Star Trek. Do they have bathrooms?
No, people just their bladders just.
You're making this up.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
I'm not making it up. I went on the Wikipedia.
No,
right
you
before we
no,
watched.
you didn't.
Their bladders just it's a time machine within their bladder. It sends it back in time.
That is both disgusting and untrue.
Did I tell you about the one time I time traveled?
Is this our time traveling sub podcast?
No, it's not. But wait, I found my question for Adam Scott.
Oh, you did.
What is it like to have your pee time travel?
Nope, that's not it. Alright, so here's our question for Adam.
Wait, hold on. Why do you get to say you said the question last time?
I have a question. Do
Well,
you have a
Andrew
question?
just asked a question.
That was ridiculous and based off of your faulty facts.
Let's make an exception since this is the second episode. We'll ask as many questions as we want.
No, that's a terrible exception.
Well, this is our podcast. We could do whatever the heck we
No,
want.
Mine was a joke. Let's
Yeah.
our.
But
I'll
you
ask
can
the
still
question.
answer it if you want to, Adam. I mean,
Fine. What's your question,
I was gonna say something around like the set and how much of that set that you were in was real on a Star Trek movie, and how much of that is put in later. I'm kind of curious about that.
I would imagine most of it would be real. I'm not sure how much like 3D rendering they did.
So are you suggesting that Adam Scott was really in a crashing ship that was like blowing up and being shot at?
I mean, that's a possibility.
No doubt.
I feel like the 90s, like when this movie was made, is kind of when you're moving from models in front of like screens and stuff to more of a digitalized environment.
I don't know. I feel like that may have still been a bit.
Well, I know in 2001 is when you have like the Lord of the Rings with the massive CG armies.
No,
so.
Yes, it was a very contained set though. Like this wasn't an expansive room.
Oh,
like this is like he was in a small. It wasn't much bigger than like a large closet or a normal sized room. One of the two.
Sure. Okay.
A normal sized room would still be a lot bigger than
or a really small arena.
Yeah.
So look at it that way.
All right, so let's move into our next segment. What was our favorite thing about Adam's appearance in this movie?
Didn't we already talk about that?
I think half of us
Individually.
went.
Did you go? I didn't go.
I don't remember going. I thought Garrett did.
I did not go.
What?
I did.
None of us did that. Our individual favorite aspects of his performance.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's the segment that we do, guys.
I think my favorite part was imagining him throwing himself around without the set moving, because there's a lot of camera shake, but if it had been stabilized,
They do have like moving sets though. Do you think he was not in that?
I don't think so. It looked very much like
But
he was just like
it's
tossing
Star Trek though. They can do anything.
That's not.
They have time traveling bladders, Cade. Come on.
It's the final frontier.
The sky is the limit, Cade.
Except
that it's not anymore. It's not even the sky at this point.
That phrase has always confused me, because the sky hasn't been the limit for a very long time.
That's true.
Since I would say
since 1969.
Three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Because it wasn't just the moon.
Yeah, 1963.
I thought 63 was the moon.
No, 61 was the moon. Well, Russia broke the sky's the limit then first.
Sputnik, 63 when they went into space. I don't know.
Sputnik was like 59?
Yeah, maybe it might have been the 50s that we broke the sky's the limit rule.
Yeah.
63 was JFK getting shot.
Yes.
That was
mixing those up. Yeah,
the sky. But
all right, my favorite thing about Adam's appearance today was the way he said the word Enterprise. It's the Enterprise.
I think he didn't say it like that. I think you just are reenacting it in your mind.
No, he said it pretty funkily. I'll tell you that much.
Well, my favorite thing is probably kind of along the lines of Andrew's, except not the way he said it, but the fact that he was kind of the one that introduced the Enterprise to the movie. Like,
dang it, Jack.
Like for me, it's like, what the heck? What is this giant ship thing called? I've never seen a Star Trek movie in my life. Oh, it's the Enterprise. What? And who is this awesome character who just introduced this?
He's gone, and we won't see him for the rest of the movie after he does that.
Yeah, that was kind of depressing that 10 minutes into the movie, he had his part. His part was done.
Yeah, we're watching all these movies for Adam, and most of Frankie the Fly was like 20 minutes in. So we've watched like hours of movie after Adam Scott has left completely.
Knowing that he's
multiple times.
Probably not going to come back.
I don't think the listeners understand how much we savor these Adam Scott moments. Like we watch them like 2 or 3 times,
and we usually gather.
We all gather around the screen. Like,
wait, hold on, I have a question
for Adam, or for me,
for everybody,
for yourself,
everybody,
okay.
Myself, Adam.
Is this a rhetorical question? Like, do we just ponder it, or?
Yeah, actually, okay. I think. Is it a question?
Does it
say it.
Is that your question? Is it a question?
All right. What happened to the Defiant?
That is definitely a question.
Yes.
So I was wondering that myself. Okay, so Worf ended up on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
So
did Adam become the captain of the Defiant in that time?
I don't know. That's a possibility. We'll have to ask Adam. Adam, did you become captain of the Defiant?
That's the question for Adam for the day.
Well, his name was Defiant, though, right? crap.
No.
Defiant
Con
is the captain
officer.
of the
That just means he was born for the role.
His mom named him Defiant Con Officer because she knew he would be the pilot of the
The
Defiant.
pilot
one
or the
day.
captain?
Both
Oh, he's the con officer.
at that time, but
Which
now
is conveniently his last name. Well, that was convenient.
Did you say your favorite thing, Garrett?
I'm so hoping I didn't have to go because you guys took mine. Now I have to think of another one.
Come up with something.
I
mean, there's millions of things.
really like the blood on his face. He had like just like I feel like he had a little bit on his face. He had something on his face.
I think
It's probably Nutella.
Dirt.
or Nutella.
What dirt is there on the on a spaceship?
Maybe it was like grease or something.
I guess that's possible.
He was supposed to look a bit more
Rustic.
Sure.
I've been waiting to use that word in the
Rustic.
podcast.
That's what on your bucket list.
Yep.
Use the word
I've
rustic.
got a word bucket list for this podcast. You can check that one off.
What's your next word that you want to use?
I'm not going to tell you until I use it.
It has to come up organically.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that was on my word bucket list. Organically.
Speaking of organics, remember the gas that like trickled away all the skin?
Yeah,
That
that,
resolved all the movie's conflict?
this movie
That
did
was
have
very
a lot
convenient
of
gas.
this movie did have a lot of plot conveniences and very confusing names for things.
Lots of technical jargon.
Yeah, that was not possible in any.
Yeah, jargon was one of my words that I wanted to use.
That was one of mine too. That was like way down the list.
You haven't said it yet.
I know. I'm going to have to wait
Oh
now.
man.
Wait till the next time.
In this movie, it moved very quickly. Like within the first 10 minutes, they've set up the conflict for the entire movie.
Which I didn't
Yeah, that
mind.
was fast. It got a little bit slower later.
I mean,
Definitely.
It definitely
At the
helps
dish
you like
scene.
get
Yes.
into the movie.
But I was talking about like we were talking about technical jargon. Like, the first 10 minutes of the movie, I was so lost in what they were saying because the Borg went through time. Then they realized that they had gone through time because the Earth was populated completely by Borg in their current day. But then they were wondering, wait, why weren't they affected by the changed timeline? Which was because they were following in their time wake.
Oh yes.
Yes. And then they went through their time portal to stop them. Which I found not to be how I would expect time travel to work.
Let's move on to let's rank our movies now that
Oh,
we've seen.
yeah.
This one's 1. The last one was 2.
Well, it's not even your turn.
Okay, let me go first, and then you can say your rankings.
This is going to be safe for everybody.
Let's try
I
it all at
thought
the
that
same.
Frankie the Fly was worse than this one.
I concur.
Thank you. Okay, Andrew, now it's your turn.
I agree.
Thanks. Gart?
Do I need to agree?
I would imagine that you're going to.
Well, I'm going to, but I don't really need to state
Okay.
it.
Now, would we recommend this movie?
Yes, I would. That was fun.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
sci-fi.
Yeah, if you like Star Trek, if you like Star Wars even I mean,
If you like,
you may like have some aversion to Star Trek for some reason, but I would still recommend it to you. You wouldn't have to watch it, but I would say, hey, if you were interested,
if you
you
like
could.
something,
I mean, it's a free country, right?
if you like something with the word "star" in it, this is good for you.
Yes.
Battlestar Galactica,
Dancing with the Stars.
Stargate. Yeah, Dancing with the Stars. That'll do it too.
I think I would recommend this movie to the casual Star Trek fan or just someone who's looking for something to watch if they're in the mood for
Looking
sci-fi.
for someone to
the,
watch.
The formal Star Trek fan.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
That's
That's
not the
not-
question. The question was, would you recommend it to someone, and who?
And the
and who?
Well, we've all said, like, we'd recommend it.
Okay,
and
I'll recommend this movie to
to
People
three
who wanna watch
specific
it.
people.
I would recommend this movie to Adam Scott. Would you recommend it to me?
No.
Okay.
Because you've already seen it. Because we just watched it.
Would you have seen this movie if it didn't have Adam Scott in it?
Maybe eventually. Sometime long down the road.
Or in the past.
No. Why is your rating scale on a 5 point? Why is it a 5 point?
Oh,
scale?
it
Irrelevant.
It varies.
Irrelevant.
It varies.
Yes.
So
Sometimes
next time
it
it
might be like a 28
Okay.
28 scale.
out of 5.
Oh. It's always at 5, so it doesn't vary. It's always at 5.
So 4 is pretty crap, actually.
Well, I mean, what was Frankie the Fly?
1?
So
28?
No, out of 5.
Out of 5.
Oh, okay.
But it goes up to 28.
No.
See, I my scale is like 1 to pi. Pi is the highest you can get. And I give it a 2.
Wait, so is it all intervals until you get to pi? That gives it a very narrow
It's an
scale.
infinite scale. Are we having fun yet, guys?
I'm having fun.
That's good.
I'm bored. Or should I say, bored? This is the second time I've gotten to use that joke.
Okay.
It's pretty late. It's pretty late.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up by saying thanks for listening to the second installment of what's this called again?
A bite from Adam's apple.
A bite of Adam's apple.
From.
So like from is Adam's apple? Like you're taking a
It's
bite
really
out of his
awkward,
neck.
actually.
So are we vampires?
His apple is his lucrative film career.
So the apple is like symbolic of everything that he's done so far. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's cool.
It's deep.
Weird. Good job, Cade, thinking of that off of the top of your head.
Yes.
Surprised.
See you on the flip side.